Hey guys, I'm Ashley Detmering. I am the art director for the new and improved Fangoria, and you're watching 13th Wolfman. Ow!
Hey everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman, and you know what? This is going to be a fun one today. I have with me the art director of the new, resurrected, and surviving Fangoria, Ashley Detmering.
Woo!
Welcome
Hey
to Sit
guys.
Down, Ashley.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here talking with you guys.
I was so excited. I came up with this idea. I'm like, man, you know what? It's nice to see Fangoria. Like I said before, I'm a child of the 70s and the 80s. I remember reading this when I was a kid, so it's nice to see it's back.
Oh yeah.
Talk a little bit how that process. I mean, I know you're the art director, but you must have some insight on how this came about.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was around the time that I started Thanksgiving of 2016. I think the our publisher and the co-founder of Cinestate, the parent company of Fangoria, I think he was already in talks with Tom DeFeo kind of about this idea of like, oh, it'd be really cool to buy Fangoria. But everything it was super hush hush. No one knew about it until he had literally like signed contracts and was like, so just wanted to let you guys know we bought Fangoria and that's gonna be a thing now. We're bringing it back, and we're like, what? Like, are you kidding right now? Or is this a joke? Or oh no, you're serious? And it really since that day we've kind of hit the ground running. Like, what do we do? Should we redesign it? What should it look like? What should we include? Trying to find a editor in chief to kind of be the leader of the magazine, and that's kind of how it started. And ever since then, it's just been a wild ride.
One of the coolest things when Leo and myself tried to get this ball rolling and getting you on the show is notice that there's a lot of girl power
There
behind this
is,
magazine.
yes.
That is very cool. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, on a personal level, it's really cool to see. Cinestate was very girl dominant, and then with Fangoria, it was just kind of natural that we kept all of us and kept it going. It's really exciting. The times are. I don't want to say the times are changing, but I think women are really starting to kind of take ownership of their roles in companies and trying to be leaders, and it's really cool to be part of that with Fangoria.
no, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's just nice to see that the women, because there's a lot of ladies out there that are horror fans.
Oh yeah.
A lot of it, you hear, oh, well, guys are into horror. It's like, no, there's a lot of women out there that love it. They love their horror. They love their gore. They love their classics. And I just like to, I'm real curious to see how this magazine's going to turn up, from the women's perspective. I mean, I know we're still going to have the gore and we're still going to have the blood there, but just curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be awesome. There's still gonna be, like you said, lots of blood, lots of gore. I wouldn't say that just because we're very kind of woman dominant that it's really going to change a whole bunch. We thought
Yeah,
very
no,
carefully about what we wanted to include and bring back, and how we wanted to, bring this beast back to life, so to speak. But no, it's really fun to see that, and I know a lot of other people have kind of brought that up and mentioned it, and it's really fun to see that and know that like I'm part of that.
I'm so glad to hear it. This is a beast that, and I was talking to Lee about it earlier. He asked me. He said, "Do you think that they're going to bring back the website?" And I said, "I personally don't see that happening. I think part of the problem with the old centuries and the old guard that ran it before was that they had the website and no one was buying the magazine because I could just go on Fangoria and read it."
Yeah, no, that's an excellent point, and that's kind of why our website is a little not lackluster, but there's not a whole bunch on there. You got a few links to like our socials and a link to go subscribe, and that's really all we wanted on the website right now. And it's probably what it's going to stay like for a while. We were very, very adamant when we brought the magazine back that we wanted it to be a print magazine. We wanted it to be a physical thing that you wanted to go out and find and buy, and not just go online and Google.
Yeah, and I mean, I used to be that when I was growing up, it's like when I was 14 years old, I'd go out and I'd get the recent issue of Fangoria, read it from cover to cover, and throw it in the corner, and then find it again, and read it again, it'd be all tattered after a while. And you don't get that with just, clicking on a link.
You don't. It's funny, before I started with Cinestate and then Fangoria, I actually worked for 3 years primarily as a magazine designer. And that was something that was always so important to me, that it was, something print and physical that you could hold and smell and move around and flip back and forth. And that tangible feeling, it's kind of escaping us so much in this very technological world with the internet. And I think that's something really special that this resurrection is bringing back, that it is in print only.
That's very cool. It's nice to hear that. I mean, like I said, I can go to, there's 1,000 other horror websites I can go to. I don't need to go to Fangoria. I need to go buy Fangoria.
Exactly. We're not putting any of our magazine content online. It's exclusively in print. You got to get the subscription. You got to get the magazine in order to read the content in it.
So that was going to be a question. So yeah, I got to get the subscription, but I mean, when I was a kid, I could just go to like a local newsstand and pick it up. Mm-hmm. Can I still do that with the newer resurrected version?
Yeah, so it's a great question. Something that we've kind of gone back and forth on a lot in the office between all of us. And as of right now, while I'm speaking to you, currently we're only offering it through the subscription, but newsstands are something that we are looking into, various distribution outlets and how best to make sure that we can get the magazine into our readers' hands, wherever they might be, however that might be.
That's very nice. Yeah, I'm kind of so looking forward to this. I was on Facebook, and all of a sudden came across my feed, Fangoria's back.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, yes, thank God. Because I know a lot of people that got burned. A lot of people got burned on that last. They just closed up the doors and said, screw them, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I have zero disrespect or any bad feelings towards the old guard or anything at all, but that was definitely something we wanted to handle, with kid gloves a little bit and make sure that we didn't go down that same path. We want to make sure we treat all of our readers with the utmost respect and make sure that, if you're giving us your money, that we're giving you an awesome product in return.
So when can we expect the first mag to roll out?
So it's going to roll out probably end of September, early October, depending on where exactly you live in the world, just in time for Halloween.
There you go.
Yeah.
Any teases or hints on what's going to be in?
Some really good content. I have been sworn to secrecy, but I have gotten a chance to read several of the articles, and I know a couple in particular that are going to blow people's minds.
I have a guess on one of them, just because of when you said it's going to roll out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have some pretty good guesses out there, but my lips are sealed on it.
Oh, I'm not asking you to. Here, I just tell you what it is, and I'm not asking you to acknowledge it, yes or no. The new Halloween.
I mean, I know I'm really excited for the new Halloween. I can't wait to see
it.
I am. I saw the trailer, and it's one of those things, anytime you have any sort of reboot or remake or, they pick up on a franchise that's been kind of left alone for a few years that has, like a whole bunch of other sequels and prequels and tangents, it can be a toss-up. It would either going to be really bad or it was going to be really, really awesome. I feel like there's so little in between it could be. So I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, this is I don't know why. I like the first Halloween, I like the second one, and I even like Season of the Witch. After that, Season of the Witch is actually one of my favorite horror films. But after that, you get through 4 through 6, and then Halloween H2O and 8. It goes off on all these different tangents, and then when I heard, well, this is going to be the last time they're going to make a Halloween movie, and I was like, they're skipping everything from 2 on forward. I'm like,
Yep. They're going back to the original to try and pick it up from that storyline. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I'm gonna reserve any sort of preconceived notion and judgment until I see the movie.
I don't have much judgment on it. I'm just not as excited as some other people are. That's all. I mean,
I feel you. Yeah, I feel kind of similarly, just in that, like I said, anytime there's a reboot or a remake, or they try and go back through all these storylines and like, oh well, we're gonna go back to the original storyline and skip all, like, I don't know. It's a lot to take in. It's like, well, I hope they do it right.
So now there's a fourth way I can watch the Halloween movies, because I can watch Halloween 1 and 2, and it's over. I can watch Halloween 1 and 2, 4 through 6, and it's over. Halloween 1, 2, 7, and it's over, because 8 doesn't exist.
I feel you. I feel you.
And now I can watch Halloween and whatever. That's the other thing. The other thing that sucks about this is that they need to give it a subtitle for a name.
Right? I was really surprised when they came out and said it's Halloween, and I was like, well, what about like Halloween something? Because I'm really confused. Like when you go and Google their posters and their stuff like that, and it all comes up, and you're just like, what? Yeah. I don't know which one's which. I mean, I know which one's which.
You need to type in Halloween 2018, so you get the right thing.
Exactly.
Well, that's like the prequel for The Thing, the one with Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah. I was
like that movie.
Confused on that one because I really hadn't heard anything about it, and then I watched it and was like, wait, what is this? Is this just a reboot? No, it's what? I was so confused at first.
Yeah, it's the camp that Kurt Russell keeps making fun of in the first movie. He's like, oh, you got to go talk to those Swedes. And it's like they're Danish, Okay, the Danish or whatever they were, It's
yeah.
That's that camp that is,
Yeah, these prequels and remakes and reboots, they can tend to be a little confusing sometimes.
Yeah. I just got done watching 7 Days of Chucky.
I haven't seen that one, 7 Days of Chucky.
No, but I watched 7 days actually worth of
I don't know how
Child's Play movies.
But okay, you had a week-long Chucky. All right, yeah. There's a lot of those too.
At 7, and I had not seen the last 2. I'd never seen a Curse or Cult. They turned out better than I thought. I hear a lot of people crapping on these movies. I'm like, these were actually pretty good films.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are starting to get really, really critical of horror movies recently, since it's starting to become not exactly mainstream, but with like Get Out and Shape of Water, I think more people are starting to pay attention to it, and they're being real sticklers about some of it.
Shape of Water was such a beautiful film.
Indeed. Do you consider it a horror film?
It's horror-esque. I mean, it really is. It's a horror movie with a love story, a lot like Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, horror elements, but is it really a horror movie? It could go either way.
Yeah, I do. It won Best Oscar, so to me, the Oscar was won by a horror movie. Screw 'em.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That drove me nuts when that whole discussion came out of like, oh, well, we're going to classify this as a, comedy. And I was like, no, it's a horror movie. Like, what are you, stop trying to call it something else. Just call it what it is.
So how long have you been a horror fan?
For a long time, I originally got into a horror kind of a little bit of soft opening. When I was 6 years old, I convinced my dad to take me to a haunted house, and
Cool.
it scarred me for life in the best way possible. And I discovered that being scared and weird, creepy creatures and stuff that could hurt me was actually really cool somehow. And so ever since then, throughout middle school and then into high school, it was like a Friday night thing. You always went to Blockbuster, RIP. Always went to Blockbuster, and I got a horror movie and then a comedy movie to kind of cheer me up a little bit if it was too scary of a horror movie.
Yeah, my mom's a horror fan.
Awesome.
She's been a horror fan since she was like about 6 or 7. You know, she would stay up on Friday nights and she'd wake up her older sister and say, hey, come watch us. She'd watch the late night movie like out on the TV, and her sister didn't like horror films whatsoever. She's like, you don't have to watch. You can just lay there and sleep on the couch.
Come with me.
Yeah, just come with me. And so my aunt would turn her back to the TV and sleep, and my mom would sit there and watch like Tarantula or Bride of Frankenstein or The Wolfman or something like that.
Yeah.
When I turned like 5, she's like, "Oh, you can watch horror. You can watch these horror movies with me, but when you're scared, you have to go to bed."
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was lucky enough to see The Exorcist at the age of 6 in the theater.
Nice. In the theater. That's impressive.
That's when it came out, when I was 6.
No, that's awesome. I feel like some of my first forays into the horror film world, I feel like a lot of people have, that really good friend or their older sibling that's a few years older that kind of knows how to get around their parents and watch that kind of stuff. And I had a few of those friends growing up, so that was kind of like my, don't tell your mom or dad that I let you watch this, but we're going to watch this.
My mom was that friend.
That's awesome. My mom, it's funny. She grew up a huge horror fan, and then something changed. I guess she wasn't quite as into him, and then when she found out I was really into him, and especially when I got this job with Fangoria and everything, it started to come back out, and she started getting really, really excited about horror movies again. So that was really, really cool to see.
So going back to Fangoria, I mean, you're an art director. What does that entitle you to as far as your job goes? I mean,
yeah. So as a pretty small company, we have like 8 employees. I do quite a bit of different stuff that falls under the kind of marketing, publicity, that kind of umbrella. And it's funny. I was talking to someone a couple weeks ago that's also in the film industry, and I said, "Oh, I'm the art director," and they're like, "Oh, cool," thinking I work on the movies and do like the set design and the props, and I had to kind of backtrack and explain I'm more of the kind of in-house company designer. So the posters and the book covers, and then of course with Fangoria, I have the honor of laying out the magazine.
So do you get to shoot any of the stuff?
Not really, especially for this first issue. We have some original photos for different stories, but a lot of it's going back into kind of the archives.
Okay.
Yeah, and finding some of the older movies, and when we bought Fangoria and we got this giant storage closet full of horror history, essentially. I mean, there's just so much down in our Fango vault that we're still trying to go through and organize. There's photo slides. There's, behind-the-scenes photos that literally probably no one has seen. So that's been really exciting.
See, that's really cool. I didn't realize that. I mean, some people might have. I actually thought, okay, you guys bought the rights to the name, and then you had to start your own I didn't realize they were just going to say, well, here's our history, have at it.
Oh yeah.
That's really cool.
Oh yeah. When we bought Fangoria, we pretty much bought it all as far as the assets and I mean the downstairs. We've kind of given a little sneak peek of some of the stuff that's down there on our social, and we'll continue to do that obviously. But I mean, we're still trying to go through it all too. There's so much cool stuff down there.
So what's the cover you want to design? Your dream cover?
My dream cover?
Yeah.
That's a hard one because I come from more of like a luxury magazine type background, and so my natural seg is to go, clean and, beautiful, high class luxury. But this is Fangoria, and while it's the luxury of horror, it is not meant to be a luxury in the sense that a lot of people think. And so what we decided to do, it was kind of a back and forth struggle of, how should we respect the old design and the old content and what Fangoria is, known and loved for, and how do we kind of update it and bring it into, modern times and make it really something special and collectible, especially as a quarterly. So my dream cover, without being too specific, is probably a lot of blood and guts, just because when I think about a Fangoria cover, I think of just like, whoa, holy shit, what?
The visceral images that catch your eye.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's surprised that it's like back in the day, Playboy came in a brown bag. It's like surprised that Fangoria wasn't pushed to say, what? This is the crap our kids are looking at, right?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the kind of black bag, because that is something, I'm not sure exactly when it started with Fangoria, but that is something that some of the old subscriptions were kind of known for, was that black plastic bag that you literally couldn't see through. You had no idea. You just knew it was Fangoria because it was the black bag.
Yeah.
And it was, nobody wanted public to see it. It was blood and guts. But it's really cool. We get to bring back the black bag. We get to have that kind of air of, you're not supposed to see this.
This is so awesome. I'm so glad. I really am. I'm just riddled with youth right now because Fangoria is coming back. This is my youth. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there, a lot of girls out there that all can say the same thing. It's like, I remember reading page 67 with Doug Bradley and Hellraiser, or whatever, Or,
oh, yeah.
Or there'd be articles in there where Tom Savini explains, how to make the perfect blood.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy when we first launched how many people, wrote to us and posted on our wall and stuff, how much it had meant to them back in the day and how special it was. And it's a real honor to be part of the crew that's bringing it back. And our main goal is to do it, justice and make it the biggest, bloodiest, most beautiful horror magazine out there.
Well, it sounds like it's in the right hands. I say that.
Thank you.
It really does, because I mean, it's one thing to have someone go, yeah, I'm a publisher and I hired these people, and they're going to work for my magazine. But if they're not the fans of what they're doing, then their heart's not in it. And it sounds like your heart's in it.
Oh, absolutely. All of us on the team are huge horror fans of varying degrees, and we were all just as ecstatic when we found out that we were going to be part of it, because we all loved and read Fangoria back in the day too, and it's a real honor. Honestly, that's the best way I can put it. It is an honor to be part of this.
That's the best way to put it. So before I let you go, before I wrap this up so we can set up for the live show, one last question, and that is, of all the subgenres in horror, what's your favorite?
Found footage.
Found
I don't even
footage.
have to think about it. I love found footage movies.
Okay.
Yep.
That's really cool.
It's funny. when people ask me, oh, you're into the horror movies and stuff, well, what's your favorite horror movie? And then that was always such a hard question. It's like, I don't know. There's so many that
Yeah.
I love for different reasons, but I can tell you that my favorite subgenre is found footage.
And that's exactly why I asked that question, because we've had people on write into the show and say, what's your favorite horror film? And it's like, dude, I love The Exorcist, and I love The Wolfman, and I love The Howling, and there's 1,000 other movies that I love. So give me a subgenre, and I'll tell you what I love from that subgenre. You know?
That's so funny. I'm glad we're on the same page about that.
Yeah, my favorite subgenre is Italian horror.
Awesome, awesome. Do you like do you know any Italian, or you cool with subtitles, or
I'm cool with subtitles.
right on,
You
right
know?
on.
I'm cool with subtitles. I'm also cool with dubbing, because some of the dubbing is like so ridiculously funny, especially if you watch it with, some Italian person wrote the subtitles and yet they dubbed the movie, and a lot of times those two things don't say the same thing.
It's different. You're just like, well, I kind of get what's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the audio over the visual any day.
Yeah.
So. But like I said, we need to get ready to set up for the live show. So if people are looking to find you anywhere on the internet, they don't want to follow you on your social media, where can they find you?
Yeah, so I'm not super active on social media personally, but you should definitely go follow all of our Fango accounts, because we're super active. We want to talk to you guys. We're just at Fangoria. Pretty simple across the board. Go find us.
Right on. And go out there, check it out, man. Fangoria sounds like it's back, and it's going to be thriving and living, man. So for Ashley Detmering, I, of course, am the 13th Wolfman, and I am on the prowl.